Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets.
You know, that live show, this live show,
right?
It's all live.
Yeah.
It's really disconcerting.
Why?
For me.
What was the concern?
How long have I been in this TV business?
37 years.
At least.
Yeah.
And every time I'm looking at my camera,
yes,
or talking to you,
yeah,
behind that camera there,
yes,
in the monitor,
is a big picture
is
of
a big, oversized picture of Stewart Robson, right? With that overcoat on. Now, there's not many things put me off, Robbo, but there, look at that. I've been looking at you for the last half an hour every time I've been talking.
He's better dressed than Don, surely.
Yeah, well, he's better dressed than Don.
Robbo and Don then with us. Let me pick up these.
Is it cold, Robbo, there?
Very cold, I've got to say. I'm not appropriately dressed. I'm a bit underdressed, I think, for the occasion. Don's got it right with a cap and a big coat.
He's not.
Albeit a poor coat and a poor cap.
Right, let's get to the question. Let's start with Don, shall we? Don, why would Klopp let Brewster take a penalty ahead of Mane?
That's a very good question. Maybe he thought he was confident in a young kid. It gives him that little bit of experience. He can lean on that knowledge further down the line, but it's a very good question. I wouldn't have certainly went for that, but interesting.
Because it was the Community Shield.
So give him a little bit of confidence.
If it'd been the FA Cup final or the Champions League final, we'd probably have seen Andy Robertson take one.
Right.
Arguably Virgil van Dijk, who's a great striker of a ball. Gomez, Mane. The experienced players would all have taken a penalty before any of the kids.
Right.
So that, I'm not saying if you're a Liverpool fan and you would...
So why did Salah take one?
Well, I mean, one of the experienced players got to take one.
Right.
You know, I don't know I can't remember off the top of my head how many kids were on the field at that point, or youngsters. But maybe he was thinking, Salah takes it first, get up, get on the board, then hopefully Alisson makes a save and then he takes the pressure off the kids. Never happened though.
Can Arsenal, Craig, win the Champions League in 3 years, like Mikel said? This is to Craig to let him see how long he can remain a people person.
Well, Arsenal haven't won the Champions League ever. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the least of their problems at the moment. I think getting into the mix for the top four is the first one. And getting rid of Mesut Ozil would be quite high up there as well. And keeping Aubameyang and then eventually challenging in your own domestic league. I would suggest that's a better pathway than worrying about winning the Champions League, which they've never won.
Robert, can this team finish top four?
They can, but I think it'd be difficult for them. I think they'll have to play very well. They'd have to make sure that Mikel Arteta gets all his tactics right week in, week out, and the players perform to the best of their ability. But I think it's going to be a struggle for them. Maybe fifth place would be the best they could hope for.
Did Don...
We did decide that on the show yesterday that you were not on.
What was that?
I'm going to be a different...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I missed that.
Yeah. No more argumentative...
Really?
No more debates on the show.
Yeah.
We're just going to do straight...
Yeah, we'll believe
boring, analytical guff.
This is a great question. Did Don miss his commitments as a player like he does for ESPN?
Did I what, sorry?
Do you miss your commitments? Because you're supposed to be on the pre-show. You didn't turn up for that. Late then for the post-show. Technical issues as well.
I weren't late. I weren't late. I was professional. I was watching the penalties.
I weren't
By the way,
late. Robbo's
getting
English
nervous.
Is that, Don?
Robbo's getting nervous because the Arsenal fans are descending again, so he's getting sweaty.
Don, look behind you. The grammar police are there.
Why? What did I say? I weren't late.
Weren't late. Okay.
Weren't late.
Well, you stuffed up that opening segment because I don't know if it was pre-recorded or not. It looked as if it was, but whether it was pre-recorded or... And I don't want to cast aspersions here, but I've already heard the boss is not happy.
No, I've heard.
Right?
I've heard that. Robbo?
All I would say is...
I weren't late.
All I'd say is Don, very much like when he was playing, that when the things aren't going his way, he gets aggressive.
Yes.
He knows how aggressive he got there.
Yeah, I know. We've seen that, hasn't
That's
it?
what he was like as a player. I think he got sent off 20 times, in his career.
YouTube some of those sending
Make
off.
it 21 in a minute, Robbo. I'll make it 21 in a minute.
Will ESPN FC pundits continue to give Liverpool a pass, Craig? Oh, people person's gone. That's it.
What big pass? They've just won the Champions League the year before, and they've just won the English Premier League by a country mile. What were we supposed to say? Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp should be sacked?
Well, that's it. That's the clip there.
Hold on.
Clip that off.
Hold on.
Robbo, concerns?
Concerned that we give Liverpool a pass? Not really, no. I think they're still a very top side. We saw it in the Champions League, as Craig just said. They were Premier League winners by a country mile last season. They're still an excellent side, and they will be for much this season. I still think, unless Man City get messy, Liverpool will still win the title.
Here we go. This is for Don. The Chelsea signings so far have credited a conversation with Frank Lampard, as the new convincing reason for them to join the club. What is it about Frank, a relatively new manager, Don, that he was able to get the players to join Chelsea?
Because of his personality, and he sells the club, and he sells the position that they're going to play in. Listen, everyone wanted Timo Werner. Every single one in Europe wanted Timo Werner, but Frank was the one that convinced him to come and sign at Chelsea, because he had identified that he could either play off the left-hand side and score 20 goals a season, or play as potentially a number 9 and score 25 goals a season, and pay him a bucket loads of money. And Chelsea's a desirable place to live. Why wouldn't you want to sign for Chelsea and Frank Lampard?
Or Liverpool couldn't afford him.
Well, Liverpool didn't want to spend the money. Well, there's also the other caveat that I'm sure Frank Lampard threw in there when he was having these conversations, that there would be dinner with Don.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Literally. Don serving it up.
Hey, by the way, if you're a Liverpool fan now, how gutted are you that you haven't signed Timo Werner and Thiago just yet?
But that had nothing to do with Jurgen Klopp not ringing him up and going, oh, you're going to be great for us. It was the fact that the Fenway Group wouldn't give him the money.
Did. No. Let's have it right. The 3 managers went to see him. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jurgen Klopp and Frank Lampard all went to see Timo Werner. And he was convinced to sign for Frank Lampard's Chelsea.
Don, I think you've been... Did you just come off one of the space shuttles? I mean, he went
Why?
to... Well, Timo Werner himself said he wanted to go to Liverpool, but the Fenway Group pulled the plug on it.
Yes. But Jurgen Klopp still met with him and his representatives, so that tells me that they still wanted to sign him.
Yeah, they met with his
Why would you go and see him if you don't want to sign him?
They met with his representatives before the pandemic. Once the pandemic kicked in, the budgetary plan from Liverpool changed, and they didn't have the money to pursue that because they had other things. And
No.
Craig, it's Frank.
It's Frank.
It's Frank.
No,
You can't.
It's not. It's people were worried where Timo Werner was actually going to fit in, because when you talk of Firmino and Salah and Mane, they seem undroppable. But you see, like Liverpool today, where Mo Salah clearly didn't fancy it. If Timo Werner plays for Liverpool today, they beat Arsenal.
Robbo, you look a bit baffled by this whole conversation.
He looks cold.
He does look cold.
Well, I'm just wondering whether Don works for the same agency as Frank Lampard, because that seems to be the case. I think the main thing why these players have gone to Chelsea, because there's bucket loads of money being thrown their way. I'm not sure it's because of Frank Lampard's expertise as a manager or his great conversational skills, but they're at Chelsea, and I think Chelsea will be a good side this season.
Don, shouldn't you give Robbo your hat? Because at least you've got a bit of hair on your head to keep it warm.
Robbo can have my hat. Do you want my hat?
Not really, no.
Come on, you do.
Thank you.
This is a comedy show, isn't it?
No.
You can have a snood.
He's got a bigger head than me.
Do you want a snood?
Goodness. After a draw against Salzburg and a loss in the Community Shield, do Liverpool need to look more seriously about strengthening their squad this summer, Robbo?
Yes, I think they do, and I think Thiago would be a great player to strengthen their squad. Don't think they need too much more. They won the Premier League by a country mile last year, so having Thiago in that side, we saw that they can't always create chances when teams drop that little bit deeper. He would add something different to them, and somebody said he'd be a great sort of backup for Henderson. Well, he'd be way ahead of Henderson. He would be their main man in midfield to pick up. He could even play in the role that Fabinho plays in terms of dictating the play and picking out those passes, just as he did for Bayern Munich in the Champions League final.
I think they need a backup for Firmino.
Right.
Yeah, I think they need something different when a game's not going there, and he does brilliant things, as you know. But it's like his defensive work, his movement, his physicality, his link up. He gets his quota of goals, but he's not a natural, 30 goals a season man. He does other stuff. I think they need something a little different when games are going against them, because we've seen Divock Origi and others come in and try and do a job. There's been a couple of youngsters in there, but I think and it's also the fact when you said the Liverpool need to bolster the squad. I think it's so important when you've had the success they have that your manager is seen to be going out and freshening things up.
Yep.
To make sure nobody's becoming lazy about their selection in the team. Because like somebody coming in and pushing Mane,
Craig.
pushing Firmino. Go on.
Craig, you're absolutely right, because when Liverpool in the late 70s, the 80s, when they were dominating English football, every season they went and bought 2 players. Not always to get into the side, but they bought them to be backup, and then eventually they would be top-class players. They did it every season. 2 or 3 players. Stevie Nicol was one when they'd won the title a couple of times. They brought him in and he stayed on the substitutes bench for 6 months to 9 months and then got in the team and was an outstanding player. And they did that over and over again. And whenever you're winning titles, you have to keep doing that. And that's what I think Liverpool will do over the next couple of seasons.
Craig, you're absolutely right. Craig, you're absolutely right. Craig, you're absolutely right. Who's this Divock Origi, by the way? Who's this Divock Origi? Is he a new signing, Craig?
What did I say?
Oh, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Well, who is
Origi.
it? Yeah, who is it? Origi?
Origi.
Oh,
Origi.
Hey, listen.
Not Origi.
Listen, 5 minutes ago, the grammar police were taking you away, right? And now you're having a pop at me.
How's your De Gea, Don?
I'm just getting a 2-footer in.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Robbo, who'd be a better fit for Juve, Aouar or McKennie?
Aouar, I think you say his name. There's another one. Aouar of Lyon is an outstanding player.
I did that again, you know, I was thinking...
No, I don't think you did, Dan. I think Jules Laurent pulled you up on it last time, and I'm going to pull you up on it. Aouar is his name. He's a good midfield player. I think he's exceptional. I think he was the better of the two between Ndombele and himself last season. I'm surprised he didn't go last year. It'd be a great move for Juventus. They need midfield players now. I think it'd be a good fit for them.
Tell you what, pull the lights out in these two.
Which two?
Robson and Hutchison.
By the way,
standing there in London, picking me and you up, you and I, Grammar, picking you and I up in our mistakes.
By the way,
fade the mics down.
By the way, you two should be sacked comparing Weston McKennie to Aouar. Not even close.
We're not competing. It's this person tweeting in. Dice how extra time work. Don't go on YouTube comments on us.
You shouldn't even read the tweet. You shouldn't even read the tweet.
Well,
It's
our
so poor.
boss chose the tweet, Don.
I've had this issue before about how we filter tweets on this show. But,
wow.
you know, that's not saying we don't take responsibility here, but we don't. Have we faded those two down? Yeah?
I can't believe Don's having a go in the boss.
Robbo, should we go on?
I knew when you...
Should we
It's
go
getting
on?
cold, isn't it?
Right,
It's getting cold.
We're going.
To be fair, when that tweet come up, I knew you were in trouble.
I know. I second-guessed it as well. Right, Craig, do you think you would have liked playing under Mourinho if you had stayed at Chelsea for a few more years?
Yeah. Oh, well, no. I've had to have stayed a long time.
Yes.
2004. Mm-hmm. I'd finished playing by then.
Oh.
But, yeah. I mean, look, you know, Mourinho, particularly in his early years, the players loved him. Every player. Well, not everyone, there's been one or two. But you've got to look at the success Chelsea had when he went in and how the harmony in the camp was. That wasn't the case the second period there. You've got to look at when he left Inter Milan. The press hated him, but the players loved him. They won the Champions League. They were crying when he left. Some of the Inter Milan.
Why are you
players.
giving this resume? Are you just doing it to annoy them, just so they've got to stay in the cold for longer?
No, I'm answering.
I think Mourinho said that he was one of his biggest disappointments when he was at Chelsea. They didn't have Craig Burley in midfield to run it for them.
Yes, Robbo. Yes, Robbo. Get in there.
A couple of muppets.
Right, final tweet.
What? I don't get paid enough for this.
What?
Listening to these two.
What?
I'm here all night, right? Well, we'll do 100 questions. Those
100 questions.
I don't care.
Weston McKennie, or why are you wearing white socks? Have you been arrested by the fashion police yet? You wearing white socks?
No, you are.
I'm wearing white socks. That's all right, isn't it?
No, it's not all right.
Why?
I can tell you now.
What?
No, you've come here to show you've got white ankle socks on.
What's wrong with
Robbo, Dan's got white ankle socks on. We know he's not the best.
What's the problem?
That's a no-go.
Why?
That is a no-go.
I bet
you
you're
cannot wear white ankle socks.
No, I bet you. Well,
What are you wearing? You can only do that if you've got shorts on, and I presume you haven't got shorts.
I wear white ankle socks with the sports socks with my golf shorts.
Right.
I don't come to work.
No one's looking at my feet, are they?
Well, the people are.
Wow.
A, I don't come to work with ankle socks, and B, I don't come to work with white socks. White socks should not be worn with any long pants, right? Trust me.
No.
I bet you're the type of bloke where you've got shorts on You wear white socks that come up to your knees.
Only when I'm wearing my sandals.
You could put shin pads in them. You don't wear white. You got to wear coloured socks. But we know there are people take you to be dressed.
Yeah, that's it. Don, last word for you on fashion.
Yeah, white socks is a no-no. I mean, everyone knows that after the age of, 7? So how have you gone to work with white socks on? What's made you go in the drawer and go, I know, I'll wear white socks today?
Because
Craig's in. He's not going to pick up on it.
He's no idea.
I want you people see me.
No, I did pick up on it, but I didn't. All right, I didn't. Because I didn't see them.
Yeah, exactly. No one sees it. We're behind a desk.
And he's also got flared bottoms to his jeans.
I've got flared bottoms to my jeans. What are you talking about? What? Why are they flared bottoms?
Was he in 1974?
That is ridiculous.
He's not got into the. He's not getting
Ah.
into. He's not
Don,
yet.
what you have to remember, he's from Cornwall.
Yeah.
He is from Cornwall.
He's not into the slim.
They are a bit
let's go
backward
on.
down there.
Let's go home.
I mean, he's not into the slim
go on.
straight jean fit yet. I mean, I'm trying to tell him. He's looking at my gear, trying to pick something out.
I'm not saying anything.
You got to go for the slim, straight, stretchy denim.
Really?
Get away from that bell bottom.
Bell bottom. That is it then. That
White
brings us to the end
socks,
of Extra
bell
Time.
bottom.
Go and warm up, boys. We'll be back tomorrow for more of this. Messi, I imagine, will dominate the conversation once again.
I'm off.
You're not off tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Oh, it's Sunday tomorrow. I thought it was Monday.
We'll be
Jesus.
back in the studio. I'm going to wear white socks, definitely.
Put them over your head.
And some flares.